Well, first of all, thank you. Thanks to the Economist for organizing this event. So this is, as I understand, a very traditional event in Greece and a very important element for marking the economic policy of Greece. Also, I would like to salute Mr. Skilakakis, whom I never met yet, but I hope I met your predecessor. And I hope that the cooperation, the wonderful cooperation that we're having between Moldova and Greece will continue and will become even stronger. I've been in Thessaloniki about 3 weeks ago when the event was meant to happen. Unfortunately, due to the tragic events with the floods, the event was cancelled. But I got the feeling of Thessaloniki for my first time here, okay. Now in Berlin, and I'm actually also, I would like to join the event personally, but I'm in Berlin. But here in Berlin, I'm also telling the success story of Moldova and the role that Greece had and the cooperation that Greece had for enhancing our energy security. It has been already mentioned that the entire geography and security, security around energy supply has changed after the invasion of Russia into Ukraine. But for us in Moldova, it has actually meant, it was a huge push that actually made the situation in the end, made Moldova a safer and a more secure place from the energy point of view. We have, in the meantime, managed to reduce the dependence on a single source of gas, which was Gazprom, until largely up to last year. From 100% dependence to almost to 0% dependence on the territory that we control, because we also have a separatist region in Moldova. You might have heard of Transnistria. They now still consume the gas from Gazprom, but the territory that we control is supplied with gas from other sources. And actually, one of the biggest sources of gas we have bought from DEPA, and we're also storing gas from DEPA in Ukrainian gas storage facilities to give us more security for the winter. So I would like to mention a couple of things about that. First of all, this push that has happened after the war, not only the war started, we not only made us look for alternative solutions and increase our security options and diversify our supplies of sources for gas, but it also meant that in the EU, in Brussels, there was a political decision made, and we are aware that this was a purely political decision, to allow synchronization of electricity grids of Ukraine and Moldova with MSOE. And that has actually changed the whole dynamics, both around the security of electricity supply to Moldova, and also the dynamics about addressing the Transnistrian issue. Because until last year, as of 16th of March, until the synchronization happened, the biggest leverage and the main instruments to blackmail of constitutional authorities was electricity supply disruptions. And after the synchronization, this does not stand anymore, because we have the only alternative interconnection that we have, high voltage with Romania, is now active. And that's what kept the lights on both in Moldova and in the southern part of Ukraine when Russia started to bombard civil energy infrastructure in Ukraine. That's what kept the lights on in Moldova, that's what kept the lights on in many parts of Ukraine, and that's what helped Ukraine recover from the blackouts generated by this attacks on the critical energy infrastructure civilian, which is of civilian nature. Now, couple more words on our preparation with Greece. Moldovan state-owned company Metropolitan was the first one to actually commercially use the interconnect. Korea was the first company that commercially used the reverse flow on the Trans-Balkan pipeline, and was the first company that tried and piloted the entire so-called vertical corridor from Greece via Bulgaria, Romania, Moldova, all the way to Western Ukrainian gas storage facilities. Now we're working on increasing the capacity of this route, because what has happened previously, gas, and I'm now happy to talk that Moldova is not only largely solved its security issues, the security of supply issues when it comes to gas, but we can now also become a contributor as a country to the regional security of gas supply. Because what has previously happened, Gazprom used the Western Ukrainian gas storage facilities to fill them off-season and use them as a buffer to be able to quickly increase the supply of gas to Central Europe in winter for the peak consumption. And that was what kept the prices relatively low, and that was kept the stability of the prices. Now, these Western Ukrainian gas storage facilities are now heavily underused. If you look at what happens with the gas storage in EU, out of the total about 110 billion cubic meters, we're now at the 95% level of having them full. And if you look at the Ukrainian gas storage facilities, and they're not negligible, they're over 30%, they're around 30% of the total EU gas storage facilities. There's over 30 billion cubic meters, and they're only 35% full, because there's no one else who's actually using them now to let's say, reduce the, mostly it's used by Ukraine itself for the winter, but very few other traders are actually using them to cope with the shocks of supply and avoid potential price spikes in winter. And the route between Greece and Western Ukraine, where Moldova also has a big part, is actually one of the instruments through which we can use this or increase the use of these facilities. Because there's not many ways, there's not many routes, and there's not much capacity to fill this storage from the west or from the north or from the south. That's why we need to work together with Bulgarians, with Romanians, with Ukraine to increase the capacity of this route, which can be brought to around 4 billion cubic meters per year, and with the existing infrastructure, without major investments, to secure better gas supply to Central Europe in winter. We're now as a country using these gas storage facilities. We've made stocks to take us through to the end of January by now. We're considering to increase the stocks, but the prices are now not the best, so we don't know whether we buy more to store, or we will simply continue to buy flat prices, limited volumes for the winter. There's still a decision to be made. But one important element in that is that all this is due to magnificent cooperation that we had between all countries in the region along this vertical corridor, talking Greece, Bulgaria, Romania, Ukraine, and Moldova. We're now considering with Ukraine even an additional step to it to improve, to let's say, facilitate this route for traders. We want to make, we're considering to make a one entry-exit point, Moldova plus Ukraine, with a single price, bundled tariff, so that traders have less risks in terms of reserving the capacity and in terms of predictability of their costs when they use this route. It's still to be, tried. It's still under discussion, but eventually, I don't, let's say, how do you call it? It's very possible. I can easily imagine how we can apply a bundled tariff for the entire route from, for instance, Alexandroupolis to gas storage facilities in Western Ukraine. A little bit about our future plans. We are signing next week a memorandum of understanding between Energocom and DEPA, and we want a closer cooperation. We want to start developing the experience to also use how do you call this, terminals, these floating terminals, and LNG. Probably, we would like to be one of the first that bring a ship to Alexandroupolis next year. I think next year Alexandroupolis is in January. I suppose it's going to be open. That's the plan, as I understand. So we want to be among the first who can, at least participate in using it. We are very sure that this new route and this wonderful cooperation gives more chances to our countries, to our economies, to our consumers, to our citizens, to our business, to become more competitive, to become more secure. I'm now in Berlin, and most of the questions they're asking is, how did you manage in just 1 or 2 years to get rid of this unilateral dependence? And the magic is wonderful international cooperation and good infrastructure. There's no other magic. And thank you very much for it. Thank you very much for giving this opportunity to speak on this distinguished panel. I would like just to mention a couple of more things about, let's say, the unofficial part of the conference, and that's our Moldovan company, Parlicov, is providing some wine, and we hope you enjoy the wine during the reception in the evening. And although I'm personally not there to help you enjoy this, we're having our, as we call him, investment ambassador in Greece, and this is Spyros Papageorgakopoulos. And I hope you all enjoy not just the works of the conference, but also our wonderful wine, and our cooperation will just grow and for the benefit of all. Thank you very much. Have a productive and successful conference, and good luck.